Hello and welcome to WHSH TV. I'm Jaden Goodwin and with me is Brooks Robinson. Thanks for joining us for another edition of WHSH News. Coming up on today's show, we are going to learn more about e-learning days and what they mean to students. When bad weather strikes, plus we will talk about an old business under new ownership and what they have to offer for Valentine's Day coming up next week.
In sports, we will talk about the boys heading into Bloomfield this evening for their evening basketball game. And we will venture back out into the hallways for this week's Hallway Beat. And we will look at our movie review to see people's take on Bird Box.
All that and much more. It's Friday, February 8th, and you're watching WHSH TV. Welcome back to WHSH TV. With the recent string of cold winter weather, we wanted to find out more about e-learning here at WHS. E-learning is gaining steam, and many area schools are implementing this program to allow students to work from home when school is canceled due to bad weather. Kevin Frank is the Assistant Superintendent for Washington Community Schools, and he has been working on getting the program off the ground. He tells us more about what all e-learning covers.
So an e-learning day is a type of school day where the learning is presented online by the teacher, and then the students access it online. It could be like through Google Classroom, where the student finds the assignment, completes the assignment. It might be something done on your Chromebook, through a Google Doc. You submit it back through online. It doesn't have to be that. You know, in our elementary grades, students do not take home a Chromebook, so it may just be accessing the lesson online, and it could actually be completing something with paper and pencil and then bringing it back to school. We've studied a lot of different e-learning day models across the state. We feel like we've taken some best practices from multiple models, and we're working towards getting this ready to go here pretty soon. I think the biggest pro for an e-learning day is like we've seen here in the last week, when you have winter weather in Indiana, and it can come and basically shut you down for multiple days. The e-learning day format allows you to kind of continue that flow of learning. Where, especially in our secondary grades, the junior high and the high school, where those students are already using Chromebooks on a daily basis, teachers are already utilizing Google Classroom and G Suite. It shouldn't be that big of a stretch that teachers could put an assignment online through Google Classroom, and students can access that to complete. You know, some of the challenges would be not everybody has Wi-Fi, not everybody has internet at home. You know, for our elementary students, we do not have students take Chromebooks home. So the cons are not everybody is going to have the same type of access. One thing that we're looking at doing is partnering with some of our community organizations like the library, some of our restaurants, and making their names known to you, the students, to where you can go on an e-learning day if you do not have internet access. So schools that are using e-learning, in part of our research and planning to do e-learning here in Washington, we have found that 2/3 of schools in the state of Indiana, so it's like over 200 schools and school districts, they've at least completed the paperwork to have an e-learning day. Now, I don't know that all of those schools are necessarily doing them. It is growing. I think here locally, some of our neighboring districts are utilizing the e-learning day. We started looking at this probably a year to 2 years ago. We have moved slowly on it because we're just trying to consider all the pros and cons and making sure that we have everything in place ready before we actually facilitate one, but we're pretty close to having that ready. So our plan for this school year is we have those 3 makeup days that fall right before spring break. So our plan is whatever the last day is before spring break. So as I sit here now being interviewed, right now it's that Thursday, and I don't remember what the date is. It's that Thursday before spring break right now would be the e-learning day. Now, if we have another cancellation due to snow or Arctic air or anything like that, then that e-learning day will fall on Friday right before spring break. And so what we're doing is we're working with the teachers, kindergarten teachers all the way up to the high school teachers. We're helping them prepare to know how to put lessons online so that you guys can access them. So everybody will be at home on that makeup day, whether it's the Thursday or the Friday, and we'll communicate it out when the final decision is made. But you guys can complete the work on the day of the e-learning day. That's when the teachers will be available in what we like to call office hours. You can email them to get help and that kind of thing. You'll have the entire spring break to complete your assignment, and then we're going to even give 2 additional days after spring break for students that do not have Wi-Fi, that do not have a device. They'll be able to use the resources at school. On that Monday after spring break, it's actually April 1st, April Fool's Day. After school, every building in the district, all 4 elementary buildings, the junior high and the high school, will have what we're going to call a tech lab open. So anybody that doesn't have what they need at home will be able to stay after school on Monday, April 1st, to complete their assignment. And that's a critical part to this. The way that we're going to count attendance for e-learning days is if you complete your work, then you're marked present for the day. So honestly, we want to achieve 100% attendance for our e-learning days, so that means everybody's going to complete their assignment either on the day of or on the extra days that we provide to you to complete your assignment. Parents can find out more about e-learning by going to our website. We have a dedicated web page that's going to detail all of our e-learning day philosophy and practice. There's a PowerPoint presentation that I provided to the school board in December that provides some overview, and then there's just some other details. At this same location is where everybody's going to go on the day of the e-learning day to find their assignments. So whether you're a kindergartner or a senior, we'll have a link to your teacher from our website so that you can find your assignment and know what's due for you on your e-learning day.
If all goes as planned, the first e-learning day for Washington will be coming in March. A Washington business is now under new ownership. Charlie Heller and family have purchased the Country Garden on State Street in Washington. Heller said they plan to add even more to the store, and they have some great ideas for Valentine's Day this year for your sweetheart.
We purchased it November 30th from Bev and Les Sturgeon. It used to be called Sturgeon's Garden Center, or the Country Garden, and we just dropped the Sturgeon's part and we kept the Country Garden as the name so people would recognize it. Well, we are going to add landscape plants this spring later on for like all those plants around your house and stuff. We also carry a full line of annual plants and hanging baskets, vegetable plants, and bulk garden seed. We also have home decor. We also have a line of jams and jellies, and some of the jams and jellies they're all natural, but some of them are no sugar added varieties for those that are diabetic. We also are running Valentine's specials and stuff right now, balloons and fresh cut roses, cut flowers for those that want to come in and do pre-order for Valentine's Day, and we do free delivery in the Washington area. Yes, in the Washington area we do, and occasionally I've had a couple of funeral homes, one in Jasper and one in Newburgh, and I happen to be going that direction to do jobs, so I actually delivered in Newburgh and Jasper just because I was going that way to funeral homes for memorials. Right now our hours are 9 to 3. In March they'll extend Probably we'll go 8 to 5, and then as we get into April and May, we'll extend and we'll even be open on weekends. Have a green thumb? No. Basically, you just got to get in, be willing to get your hands dirty, and be prepared to just plant. It's really kind of hard to kill plants. If you overwater or underwater, that's basically kind of a big tip. Watering's key anytime that you plant anything, and you know, as long as you kind of watch that and educate, you know, kind of educate it a little bit. And when they come in to buy something, we can educate folks on how to plant and when to plant. No, other than I just appreciate you guys coming out and taking a look at us and getting us on YouTube. It's pretty cool, and I wish you both luck in your class.
The Country Garden is located on State Street and open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They are also offering free delivery for Valentine's to the local area. A local restaurant is hosting a unique show tomorrow night that will grab everyone's attention. Ace's Restaurant inside the Washington Country Club is proud to present hypnotist Chris Jones tomorrow night. Owner Daniel Cullen says that he is working to bring at least 1 to 2 shows a month to Ace's to entertain local residents.
This weekend at Ace's on Saturday, February 9th, 8 p.m., we have hypnotist Chris Jones coming. He's a really great hypnotist. We're doing reservations only for dinner that night. You can get tickets either here at the restaurant or online. You can click on the ticket link on Facebook. $25 a person. We're going to try to bring entertainment in here as much as possible. We're really wanting to do something ideally once a week, whether that's a musician, a comedian, a hypnotist, or a magician. We're really trying to bring entertainment to Washington. Best sellers on our menu right now, people love, anybody that likes seafood, they love our salmon. It's fresh every week. But we're really, really well known for our steaks. We have a great certified Angus beef steak menu. Our filet is phenomenal. New York strip's my absolute favorite, and we have a ribeye. But we also have a pork ribeye, and anybody that doesn't really eat red meat, pork ribeye is a great option. So for Valentine's Day, what we like to do is ask people to make reservations because it is one of the busiest nights of the year. So we really want people to call in, make reservations, 812-254-2060. So you can either call and we can put you down for a reservation, or you can message me on Facebook on the Ace's Restaurant and Bar Facebook page. So that's simply facebook.com/Ace's Restaurant and Bar. I post the specials there every day, but that you can also message there to make reservations. You know, like I said, we're really trying our hardest here to give people something to do in Washington. Everybody always says there's nothing to do in Washington, so we're really trying to bring in some entertainment from, you know, different cities, and people come in and, you know, have a good time, have a drink, have some good food and stuff, and we're just trying to give people something to do. We try to do a lot, as much as we can.
Tickets for the show are $25 and available on the Ace's Facebook page. Ace's is also taking reservations now for Valentine's Day dinner coming up next week. Ace's is located on Bedford Road in the Washington Country Club. Coming up after the break, we'll have a quick look at your forecast, which includes a cold stretch into the weekend after a mild and wet week. Stay tuned. You're watching WHSH TV.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
After that nice spring-like weather we had last week, the temperature is dropping back off, but next week will be right around the 50s. And for your weekend forecast, tonight we have a low around 11 with a wind chill nearly around 0. And for Saturday, you have a high around 42, mostly clear, no rain at all. And then Sunday, rain-snow mix with a high around 37. I'm Brooks Robinson. That is your weekly forecast on WHSH TV.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back. Once again this week we are going into the classroom to get to know more about another one of our teachers here at Washington Community Schools. Mrs. Hawthorne tells us more about her classes and family in this week's teacher preview.
We are back this week with our teacher profile, and I have with us Miss Hawthorne. So, Miss Hawthorne, how long have you been teaching here?
30 years. This is my 30th year.
Oh, wow. That's a long time. And so what all have you taught here while you're in your 30 years of teaching?
I've taught honors biology, chemistry, integrated chem phys, and years ago, general science.
Oh, that sounds fun. Those are all hard classes. So tell us a little bit about your family.
I have 2 boys that graduated from Washington High School and a daughter that graduated from here also. I have 3 grandsons now, so yeah, we're a big family.
Okay, what do you like to do in your free time for fun and like whatever?
I like to run and bike sometimes, so lots of activities.
Yeah, I like working out, running, all that too. So what is some advice you give to someone who wants to be in the teaching field?
You have to like kids. It doesn't matter whether you're good at your content or not, that will come, but you have to like kids. You have to enjoy being around students and appreciate learning from them and appreciate just the pathways that they're going on and accept them for who they are. So I think teaching's a greatest field for a lot of people if you enjoy working with young students.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And this is Miss Hawthorne, biology teacher.
All right. Thanks, Brooks.
Thanks, Mrs. Hawthorne, for letting us find out more about you on this week's teacher profile. Did you know there is a local group here at WHS that is helping to provide for students in need throughout the school year? Hatchets Helping Hatchets is a local group that formed last year to provide winter clothing or necessary school supplies to those who may not have funds to buy them. We had a chance to talk with some of the students involved with Hatchets Helping Hatchets.
We're Black with WHSH's radio and television class, and we are here talking to some of the people from Hatchets Helping Hatchets. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Faith Dalton. I'm the president of Hatchets Helping Hatchets.
And hi, my name is Carolina Mora. I am the secretary of Hatchets Helping Hatchets.
I'm Sophia Davis, and I'm a member of Hatchets Helping Hatchets. Our other members include Abby Walker, Emily, and Elise Johnson.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Mejia, and I am a member of Hatchets Helping Hatchets.
What is Hatchets Helping Hatchets?
Hatchets Helping Hatchets is an organization led by the students for the students, so it's for the students by the students. And it's where a student can fill out a form or come to Miss Knapp and ask them for supplies they need, and we'll give it to them. Hatchets Helping Hatchets started 2 years ago, but this is the first year that we've been running full year.
How do you join Hatchets Helping Hatchets?
There is a form that you have to fill out where you put your name, your grade, and you also provide information such as what can you provide for this club. Not only what you can do, but what can you give to this for this club so you can also help the students. We have a form that you fill out either on our school website under the student resources, and this is for specifically for 7th through 12th grade. So junior high and high school. Go under their student resources on their school website. There's a form there. They can specify what needs they need, right? What needs they're needing. And yeah,
if you had anything that you need right now, mostly, what would it be?
That would be mostly sneakers, shoes, right? Tennis shoes mostly, deodorant, perfumes, some hygiene products.
What can you donate, like, other than, you know, just like shoes and clothes and...
We do school supplies like notebooks, pencils, toothbrushes, socks, just the hygiene products, the clothes, and backpacks. We need a lot of backpacks right now too.
Well, I think we're good. This is Hatchet Helping Hatchets.
If you would like to donate or be a part of this club at WHS, talk to Mrs. Knapp. This week we're going to preview another movie that propelled Netflix to the next level with an astounding blast of popularity in Hollywood. Here, with this week's take on Bird Box, is Clint Ivey.
Today we will be reviewing one of the most popular movies to ever hit Netflix. You know it as Bird Box. Bird Box hit Netflix on November 13th, 2018, but didn't really start becoming such a big deal until about a month later. If you've been on social media, you've most likely seen some of the new Bird Box memes. Bird Box is filled with an insane cast with actors and actresses such as Sandra Bullock, Trevante Rhodes, Sarah Paulson, and even the rapper Machine Gun Kelly. Now that we've talked about the memes, the movie's popularity, and the cast, let's get into the actual review. Bird Box takes place in a post-apocalyptic environment. Well, most of the movie did, at least. There's times where Mallory Hayes, or Sandra Bullock, has a flashback to moments before the apocalypse. Mallory, who is pregnant in the movie, is saved by a woman, and that's when she finds a group of survivors to survive with. The group begins to learn about the monster that has been following them. The monster makes them think of suicidal thoughts and eventually makes them kill themselves. So the entire movie is Mallory's journey to get to a safe haven and save her new kids, which she addresses as boy and girl. If you want to see the Bird Box movie, please go watch it on Netflix. And if I had to review this movie, or rate it, I'd probably give it a 9.2 out of 10 stars.
Bird Box is available now on Netflix. With Valentine's Day fast approaching next Thursday, this week we went to the hallways to find out student plans for the upcoming Sweetheart holiday. Coming up after the break, we will have a detailed look at the latest in sports this week with Cullen Evans. You're watching WHSH TV.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all.
Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
The Washington Lady Hatchets wrapped up another successful season with a tough loss in the sectional semifinals last Friday at Vincent's 53-49. It was a fight throughout the game, and Washington gave Vincent's all they could handle. The Lady Alice's avenged an earlier overtime loss to Washington in the regular season. Washington ends the year at 15-8. Vincent's went on to claim their fourth straight sectional championship, defeating Princeton in the championship 46-32. Vincent's will face Gibson Southern in the regional semifinals in Charleston at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Coach Gene Miller and the Hatchet boys will return to action tonight with a road trip to Bloomfield to take on the Cardinals. Washington is coming off a big win at Pike Central last Saturday, while the Bloomfield Cardinals are rolling and playing well after a big win over North Davies and a tough road win on Tuesday at South Knox. The Cardinals are 11-6, while Washington comes in at 13-5. Tip-off tonight is at 7:30 p.m. It will be a busy weekend of basketball in Washington as the Zeller Family Distinction Camp presents the annual Hatchet Classic this Saturday and Sunday. The tournament is expected to bring over 60 teams from around the region and will be held at each of the school gyms here in Washington, as well as the Distinction Gym at Antioch Church. The tournament is for boys in grades 2 through 8. Good luck to the local teams competing this weekend. The Indiana Hoosiers fell last night in Bloomington Assembly Hall at the hands of number 20, Iowa 77-72. The Hawkeyes improved their record to 18-5 on the season and topped the Hoosiers for the second straight time in the last 4 meetings against the team. The Indiana Pacers are rolling once again without the likes of All-Star Victor Oladipo. The Pacers dumped the LA Clippers yesterday 116-92. It was the Pacers' second straight blowout win, their fourth straight since losing 4 in a row with Victor. And sad news in baseball today, as Hall of Fame outfielder Frank Robinson passed away at the age of 83. Robinson is the only player to earn the MVP honors in both leagues and became the first black manager when he took over the Cleveland Indians in 1975. He helped the Cincinnati Reds claim the national pennant in 1961. That's sports recording for WHSH. I'm Colin Evans. We'll wrap up the newscast right when we come back with this.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills. Check. Driver's license. Check. And a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that. You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Thanks for coming in for the interview.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right, we got your personal references, your resume, high school diploma or equivalent.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Yes, it's right there.
Great.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brooks Robinson with your extended forecast. Look at the weather map, still up around in the northeast area. We have some more snow and freezing rain, and down toward the south we look like we have a little bit more rain, but mostly clear though. And we have a low front coming back up in the northeast, could possibly bring some more snow and colder temperatures. Now let's look at the weekly forecast for the temperatures and everything. Saturday looks like you have a high around 35 and a low of 25. Sunday, rainy with a high around 25 and a low around 33. And next week you have warmer scattered showers to start the week. And going into sunny end of this week, the high around 49 and the low of 27.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Thank you for the forecast, Brooks, but before we move on, here's this week's Hallway Beat.
Mr. Sam Halbert? Mm-hmm. What are your plans for this year's Valentine's Day?
Well, as of now, Colin, I have a fat ribeye marinating in the freezer.
You're gonna ask me what I'm doing on Valentine's Day?
Sounds like a good time.
I'm gonna say, no, mate.
Well, Mr. Berkeley, I'd firstly like to say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Now, the question. What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
My plans for Valentine's Day. I'm an animal rights activist, so I'm going to do what I can to help some endangered species. I think it's a problem much bigger than love, much bigger than Valentine's Day, so I'm going to do what I can to help some endangered species out, maybe get that population up.
Well, the returning guest, McGuire.
Thank you for having me on Hallway Beat again for my third week in a row.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, on to the question. What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
C. Cullen, I'm quite busy this Valentine's Day. I have my internship at Foot Locker. C, like Burke, I'm a shoe activist, like to keep the feet clean. I like to make sure everybody finds their Cinderella's heel. Everybody finds a shoe that fits. And a magical shoe, get some AF1s, some Hirachis for my girls out there. Shout out A-Bay-Bay. Love the white Hirachis, my favorite shoe.
Hirachis are pretty nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Mr. Brock Melton, what are your plans for this year's Valentine's Day?
Nothing. Girl left. I just chill with the boys.
Got you. What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
I'm gonna hang out with my friends.
Wow.
Sit on my couch and eat candy by myself.
Good idea. Miss Quinn, what are your plans for Valentine's Day?
I think I'm gonna spend a lot of time with my girl Sasha Gray.
Good choice. What are your plans for Valentine's Day?
I'm just gonna watch YouTube all day.
I love you.
Love you too, bro. Can I get a hug? Love you too, bro.
And Brooks, what do you think you're going to do this Valentine's Day?
Actually, I plan on taking my girlfriend out for a nice seafood dinner.
Hope that becomes a very eventful night for you.
Me too.
On behalf of our entire team here at WHSH, on the campus of Washington High School, we would like to thank everyone for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here on WHSH TV.